Hi, my name is Paul Sotheby, and I'd like to talk to you today about the four temperament theory. Okay, and I think this is something that might propel your business forward if you really grasp it. Okay, this is something that I think you need to pursue and to look into. There are four temperaments, and this whole concept was driven into me by another network marketing company that I was in. And I think this is something that is valuable and it is something that I just want to share with you. That other company had a phenomenal educational system, and I thought it was the educational system that would propel me forward in that particular business. And so I mean, we had a book of the month club. We had these tapes that you got on a regular basis and all kinds of stuff, and it was phenomenal, phenomenal education. And I read many different books. I read about the founder of McDonald's. I've read about Paul Zane Pilzer, an economist. Just tons of books. But the biggest book that really impacted me, the whole idea and the philosophy and the understanding was this four temperament theory. And so I want to, share this with the Enagic community and suggest that you really look into this. So basically, there are four temperaments. And the theory kind of goes like this, that we are pre-wired with particular temperaments. And usually they are two temperaments. There's a dominant and a not so dominant temperament. And I would consider myself more of analytical amiable. And my wife is more of a driver expressive. So opposites attract. Okay. And so how important is this? Okay, well, let me tell you a story about an individual. Now, there is a professional that I know. And one day I was, at his office, and he opened up to me and he started talking about his son. Now, I didn't know anything about his son. And he told me about his son and how troubled his son was, and how he looked for a special school to help his son. His son was just floundering. Okay. And he found this school. He sent his son off to the school. And what this school did is it helped his son find what motivated him. Now, in the process of finding what motivated him, he began to understand himself, but he began to also understand what motivated other people around him. Okay? Because we're not all motivated by the same thing. So then he began to understand what motivated him. And then when he came back and he started living with his dad again, he got into a business, and he could quickly determine what kind of a person he was dealing with and understood what would motivate them to, buy his product. Okay. And his dad, it was coffee, and his dad said, "Oh, look, I don't even like coffee. Go ahead, try and sell me coffee." He challenged his own son. And his son said, "Well, Dad, you have friends that enjoy coffee, right?" "Yeah, I have friends." "And wouldn't it be something to give all of your friends coffee, and when they're drinking that coffee, they're thinking about you and about the friendship they have with you?" And he thought to himself, "Yeah, that would really be good. Yeah, I want to get some coffee, not for me, but for for my friends." So he was motivated by having relationships with other people, and that was how his son was able to sell him coffee. Now, this son became so good at kind of reading people that he became the number one coffee salesman in the country in his particular business. Number one. His brother was number one in the state. And he's telling me this, and I'm just like, wow, that is amazing. So let me suggest to you that um, we're not all motivated by the same thing. Each temperament is motivated by something different. And I would say driver personalities are motivated by, power. So you show them with Enagic how they can, have a powerful lifestyle. Expressives, they're motivated by fun. They want to go out there and have a lot of fun. Show them how by building a Enagic business, they can have a lot of fun. Analyticals, they may be more towards really doing something special in the world. You know, they may want to help other people. And then you get with the amiable, what do they want? They want security. Okay. Now, a good book to read up on this would be Florence Littauer's book, Personality Plus. Okay, that could be like the key place to actually start looking into this. Now, once you begin to understand, have a framework of understanding of the temperaments, then when you meet somebody new, what you do is you begin to mirror their temperament so that they can relate to you. I mean, that's the concept. That's the idea. I'm not an expert at this. Okay, I am not. Okay, I mean, the way that we have built our business, it's really Cynthia. She is like the relationship expert. I am the guy that has sat in an office looking at a computer screen for decades, okay? I am the guy that walks by in the cafeteria and seeing all these people talking and going, what are they talking about? I mean, don't you have work to do? And then I go back to my office, bring my food with me, and eat in my office, and continue doing what I need to do. And I was surrounded by other people like that. I know for some of you that's just bizarre, but that's kind of how some analyticals were wired, So yeah, for me, I'm not really motivated by a big house, by all kinds of cars, by just building an outward appearance of things that other people would consider successful in order to perhaps stroke my own ego. I mean, that's kind of the way I look at it. Now, I'm not saying if that's important to you not to do it and that you're wrong, please, because everybody has a different motivation. So what motivates me? I thought about this. And it's just like years ago, years and years and years ago, what motivated me to get into the business world was my mother. You see, my mother was a school teacher, and I saw how broke she was. I didn't understand it, but I knew we were under financial problems. And I said, I'm going to do something to help my mom. I'm going to go out there. So I got this little book. It was actually a magazine, and it was for kind of like kids. And in the back, they had this advertisement on how you start your own business and blah, blah, blah. I said, shoot, I'll try it. And that was my first experience in trying to get into the business world. And it was selling Rocky Mountain Munchies. Ooh, oh, man. And so I tried, and I was extremely shy, no self-confidence. And I tried to go out there, this kid, trying to get my Rocky Mountain Munchies, trying to find a space in their business to sell my product. I think I got to 2 places and I quit. Then I took the box of munchies and I put it underneath my bed. And I felt like a failure, because I lost sight of why I was doing it. Because it became more about me than about my mother and helping somebody else, doing my part to help the family. I lost track of the original goal. in building this business, you might want to look at it as you got to look at this business from a bigger perspective than yourself. Okay? This is my opinion. For some of you, this will really motivate. This may really motivate you. When I look at the Enagic business, I look at it and I think there's a possibility that I could make a lot of money at this. Then what do I do with it? Okay? And what motivates me is not necessarily buildings. It's not necessarily a big house or fancy cars. What motivates me is helping other people. Okay? Helping other people that perhaps could not help themselves. Okay? And I was thinking about this before I made this video, and it kind of brought me to tears. Hopefully I won't be brought to tears when I'm recording this now. I don't know. I will see. Anyways, when I think about the money that could be made in this and what I would do with it, I think about, there are a lot of needs in this world. And maybe I could build an orphanage, Maybe I could go out there, and there are just horrendous things happening, people stuck in oppressive situations. They have no way out. And maybe I could be the person that comes along and say, hey, here's your way out. I've got the finances. I've got the backing. I can do this. I will help you get out of this mess that you're in. I know you can't get it out of this mess on your own. You have no opportunity to do so in your current situation. For example, in some countries, children are sex slaves, and they have no way out. Okay. Now, maybe there's an orphanage around them or something that could help them, but they don't have the finances to make a difference for these kids. Maybe if I built this business big enough, I could help those kids, okay? You gotta focus. What is it that means something to you? Okay? What will motivate you to get out, get past your fear, get past whatever your blockages are in your life? To get you out and build this business. Yeah, build it for your family. Build it for yourself. But get your eyes off yourself, okay? Because if your eyes are only on yourself and you're accomplishing a goal just for yourself, it may not be big enough to motivate you to accomplish your goals. With the Enagic business, there is a possibility that you could create a huge income. I'm not guaranteeing that you will, but there is that possibility. Perhaps you could say, hey, look, at this point, 50% of that income goes to helping other people. Maybe you build an orphanage in another country. Maybe, a friend of mine actually did that. An amazing guy. His mother and him went to a foreign country, and his mother went out and she started seeing an orphanage or a situation, and she came back to her son and she told her son, come over here and take a look at this. And he took a look at it and he said, wow. And then he came back to the USA. He raised funds to help build, first of all, to get them a van to, so that they could, move around a lot easier. And then his last project was actually building an orphanage. He looked for a way to sustain it if I build an orphanage for you, can you sustain it? And so he's going out into the world. This is my friend. He's not an enagic, but he's my friend. You know, uh, I, he was the guy a few a few offices down from me. This guy is amazing. And maybe that's something that you can do. Let me finish off this video and just suggest to yourself, as you're looking for a way to motivate yourself to get up and make this business, try and get a vision of something bigger than yourself that will be a motivation. Now, if it's a big car or a house, please, I'm not suggesting that that's the wrong thing. If that is what motivates you, awesome, go for it. And you get to, once you get that, and you've shown that you can accomplish that, and then the money's still coming in, look for other projects that'll make a difference in the world. Look for people that can't help themselves. They have no opportunity in their current situation. You are their opportunity. And with your finances, with your infrastructure that you have built, you have the capacity, the finances to make a difference in people's lives that without you would never get out of the situation that they are in. So think about more than just your family. You might look at your family and say double it, triple it, quadruple it, and be inclusive of other people. Not only put your kids through college, but look for other kids that you could, other deserving kids that you can put through college, that you can make a difference in their lives. This is Paul Sitherby. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.